Most people don't build wealth. They build illusions, structures made of effort instead of architecture. You can spend decades climbing, only to realize the staircase you trusted was leaning on the wrong wall from the beginning. That is the first lie of the system. They trained you to climb, to hustle, to sacrifice your time, your health, your sanity, but they never taught you to study the blueprint under your own feet. Because once you understand the blueprint, you stop being manageable. You stop being predictable. You stop being theirs. Here's the truth the system never wanted exposed. Wealth rests on only 3 pillars, 3 forces, 3 gears, 3 structural elements that hold every financial empire in place. Equity, cash flow, leverage. And if you build them in the wrong order, the entire structure collapses under its own weight. Watch this closely. This is where the blueprint sharpens into a blade. If this already exposed a crack in the architecture they handed you, subscribe to Digital Dollar Wallet and step deeper into the archive. Most people walk past the truth. You didn't. You're inside Digital Dollar Wallet, the interrogation room where the system finally speaks. Don't leave this case file yet. If you walk out now, you'll know the pillars but not the order, and without the order, your financial structure is already breaking apart. I learned this model by watching 2 collapses unfold, Kevin's and mine. Kevin did everything right, everything the system praises.
He worked overtime. He stayed loyal. He followed instructions. He upgraded his lifestyle every time his paycheck grew.
A new car, a modern apartment, shiny furniture, a life polished on the outside, like a clean facade on a collapsing building. He believed movement was progress. He believed income was elevation. He believed lifestyle meant structure. But every dollar he earned evaporated on contact. Every raise became another leash. Every year he sprinted faster, without climbing a single floor.
Kevin wasn't irresponsible. He was programmed. Programmed to run. Programmed to upgrade. Programmed to obey.
He didn't fail. He followed the instructions the system gave him.
If you've ever felt like Kevin, running, working, upgrading, yet never rising, subscribe now. Here, we don't blame the man inside the structure. We expose the structure itself. Then there was me, Andrew, the suspicious one. The man who stared at the financial map and felt the roads bending in the wrong direction. While Kevin chased comfort, I chased patterns. While he decorated the exterior, I interrogated the internal framework. My desk became a crime scene. Receipts, debt schedules, tax documents, traces of a structure hidden beneath daily life. Patterns emerged. Gaps appeared. Contradictions multiplied. One night, in a forgotten drawer under a flickering lamp, I found the file that cracked everything open. A brass Art Deco triangle. Heavy, cold, mathematical. Engraved with 3 words: equity, cash flow, leverage.
And beneath it, a handwritten note. If you build these in the wrong order, the pyramid falls.
It wasn't a warning. It was a prophecy. Years later, the prophecy came true. Kevin built his life starting with lifestyle. I built mine starting with leverage.
Different errors, same collapse. Same architecture, same failure. That's when I realized the truth.
Wealth is not emotional. Wealth is not motivational. Wealth is structural. And the structure begins with the first pillar, equity. Equity is ownership. But more importantly, equity is identity. The system never teaches ownership because owners do not depend on wages. Owners don't obey out of fear. Owners don't collapse when the market shakes. The system prefers consumers. Consumers obey. Equity means something I own grows even when I'm asleep. A base, a column, the first structural element that holds the entire building upright. A man without equity is living on borrowed floors. If nothing grows while you sleep, you're not building wealth. You're renting your life from the system. But even a strong pillar cracks without stability to support it. That stability comes from cash flow. Cash flow is more than income. It is psychological oxygen. The system ties your survival to a paycheck because a paycheck is a leash, a quiet form of obedience. Every time you get close to breaking free, it tightens. That's why the ultra-rich don't rely on wages. They rely on systems that pay them automatically. Rental income, dividends, royalties, automated business operations. Cash flow prevents your structure from shaking itself apart. It cushions every shockwave, every downturn, every unexpected blow. If your life collapses the moment your paycheck stops, that's not income, that's captivity. Cash flow isn't the destination. It's the breath that lets you keep climbing when the world goes dark. Then comes leverage, the third pillar, the multiplier, the acceleration gear. But the system conditioned you to fear it. Not through education, but through punishment. Every financial mistake you ever made became another whispered warning.
See, this is why you shouldn't take risks. This is why leverage destroys people. This is why you stay in your lane.
The system turned leverage into a cautionary tale. But for the ultra-rich, leverage is simple. Other people's money, other people's time, other people's systems, other people's knowledge. Leverage is not dangerous. Leverage without foundation is.
Here's the part the system never reveals. Wealth doesn't grow when pillars stand alone. It grows when the pillars interlock.
Equity generates cash flow. Cash flow buys more equity. Equity and cash flow together unlock leverage. Leverage multiplies everything.
It forms a loop, a spiral staircase carved into the internal architecture. Every rotation lifts you higher. Every floor becomes easier to reach.
Most people don't fail from lack of effort. They fail from misalignment. Because the wealthy can start at any pillar due to an advantage you don't have. Stability, assets, access, protection, margin for error. If you copy their model from the wrong starting point, your structure collapses. You weren't failing. You were following a blueprint never designed for you. If you're starting from zero, there is only one sequence that works. Cash flow stability, your oxygen mask. Equity accumulation, your foundation. Leverage activation, your acceleration gear. Reverse the order and the building collapses instantly. You don't need a new job, you need a new architecture. Now for the practical side. Hack 1. Convert expenses into equity. Before spending, ask, does this buy comfort or does it buy independence? Hack 2. Automate your cash flow. Your money must move even when you don't. Hack 3. Use leverage only for assets. Leverage for lifestyle is debt. Leverage for assets is structure. But even now, your blueprint is incomplete. Because the ultra-rich don't build wealth only through leverage. They build wealth through debt. Debt as a weapon, debt as a shield, debt as an engine running beneath the architecture. If you don't understand debt, you don't understand the model. That case file is waiting in the video titled The Debt Alchemist Protocol. When this investigation ends, open that file.
Tell me in the comments, which pillar is weakest for you today? Equity, cash flow, or leverage? Your answer becomes the next case.
This case file closes here, but the architecture continues. If you want access to the next blueprint, subscribe to Digital Dollar Wallet and step deeper into the structure. I'll meet you in the vault.